really proud of the guys. A really good win over a really good TCU team. Appreciate the crowd. They were phenomenal. Again, that they keep coming and supporting this team and these guys, especially with some of the adversity that we have faced. I knew this was going to be a battle against a really good team. I got so much respect for Coach Dykes. Sonny and I have become friends. I've got really great respect for Hoover. I think he's a winner, and I think they've got one of the best teams in the Big 12. I think the Big 12 is all over the place, as everybody knows. You got to play your best football every day. I thought we played well in all three phases at times, and there's always going to be things that we've got to get better at and work at. But we came out with energy, with urgency. We came out with physicality and did some really good things. And we let the first quarter slip where we had some opportunities and we didn't capitalize. And to have the resolve after they score to go right down the field and tie it, and then the big play that we get with Wesley on the touchdown, obviously was a big lift for us. I think the bigger thing after that was they have 2 minutes left with a great offense. They can take it down and score and then get the ball back again in the second half. And we stopped that drive and stopped the first drive of the third quarter. So lots of things to work on, but so proud that we're going into an off week with a win, and we're an ascending football team. I think we're getting better in all areas.
Coach, is this the best your defense has played? You still gave up
Yep.
some explosives, but overall.
Yeah, I thought it was the best we played. We made some adjustments in a 3-day week with some coverages that we put in. We put in a few new coverages. We put in a few new alignments of things that I wanted to address, and I told Joe that we're going to address because people were picking on us in a specific area, and so we put in a couple of different alignments and a couple of different coverages, and I think it fooled him a little bit because we hadn't done any of these things in the last couple of years. But it shows you the resolve of our guys, because you do this in a 3-day week, and really, you know, Fitz, our guys were demoralized on Monday.
But with that in mind, though, I mean, these last 3 games, this has been a different football team.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I want to credit the kids and the coaches because it's been hard. We all know that, but I just keep telling them to keep improving, and I believe in them. I love them, and if we stay the course and keep fighting for each other, I still think we have a really good football team. We were banged up. We didn't have Dylan. Jace was banged up, so he played but wasn't a huge factor. And so we had to grind it out. And I thought Joe Jackson played really well. I thought our O-line played really well. But you're right. We were able to get some stops on defense. And the whole game is we got 3 turnovers on defense. 2 of them were touchdowns. And we did not turn the ball over on offense. And then on 4th down, we're 2 for 2, which were critical plays. And they were 1 for 4. There's 3 more possessions.
And one final thing. It appeared there was less player rotation today. Was that accurate?
I don't know if that's accurate. I'll have to look. If it was, some of that fits is when they don't sub, we can't sub. You know, losing Toby has hurt us, but I was proud of Jordan Allen. You know, we're going to rotate a bunch of guys there. But yeah, I was trying to tell him to keep Dez in the game. Dez was having one of those days, you know, and so happy for Dez and his family and the game that he had.
Did you kind of sense a big game coming from Dez at any point this week?
Dez is one of the best players in our conference, and I've said that for the last couple of years. He's very underrated. He's very smart, and he's always that guy that can make those splash plays. I think adding the couple coverages we added really helped him, and he made some plays on the ball, and he's a really good dropper in coverage. He had a great rush on a sack. Just does everything really well. So I was really pleased for him.
It seems like Joe Jackson's just been running harder the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
What have you liked?
We've challenged him, you know. With Dylan down, it's like, okay, you're the one, now play like a one. And challenge the guys up front, man. You guys got to block. And I didn't think we were great in the first half, but the challenge was in the second half, you know, we've got to be able to establish the run, because I don't know if we were going to throw it all over the park down some guys. But I thought Joe did a really nice job.
I does for a minute. I mean, he's really a great linebacker. How have you maybe seen him develop even more, take his game to another level here in the last year?
Couple things. Credit Daniel Green, credit Austin Moore. credit Steve Standard in the fact of the preparation that those linebackers put in, and him learning from Deuce Green, him learning from Austin Moore. That kid's a student of the game, and he wants to leave that legacy to the next group of linebackers that was left to him. And so, and he's one of our best leaders. He practices just as hard as he plays, and so you expect that. And when you do that, good things are going to happen. And the ball found him today.
Another one, Oak set the career record for touchdown catches by a tight end. Seems like he does this every week now.
He does, and he's playing with such confidence. And Avery and he have a great chemistry and great connection. And I think Oak's one of the top tight ends in the country, if not in the Big 12 in the country, because he's such a great big body, and he does really well after the catch, and he runs good routes. And Lackey told me that when we came in the locker room, we honored Oak, which we should have. That was the kid's a really good football player, and he uses his body so well.
They scored real quick at the end of the third quarter to make it a 14-point game. Makes it a similar situation to where you guys were last week going into the fourth quarter. What, in your mind, what is maybe the biggest difference from that situation to
obviously frustrated that we give up the explosive play with our best corner. So it is what it is. Their kid made a play over Zay, and credit to him. I was really impressed with the fact that our offense then, I think we went 3 and out, but then the defense got to stop, and then we moved the ball and got a couple of scores. There's good players in this league. You're going to give up some plays. We cannot give up the explosive, and we know that. But just proud of the way that the guys stayed in the fight. And guys, they know what they've done in the past from TCU as well as from ourselves, that, we got to step up. And sometimes adversity makes us stronger, and today it did.
Wesley Fair's scoop and score there on that lateral play, does that kind of show how much more attention detail your defense has really improved on lately?
Well, it's something we always emphasize. As far as the ball's on the ground, you got to scoop it up. And I think oftentimes when those plays happen, if you act like, well, it must be an incomplete pass, the officials will follow suit and call it incomplete. But Wes was, really quick to pick it up, and then you're like, oh, well, it must be a normal play, and then it's always going to go to replay and stuff. Though Wesley knows I was a little irked at him, though. Can't take a penalty like that, but I know he was excited. And the sideline warning is one thing. We can't throw souvenirs into the stand, and Wes knows that. But it was a big time play too. Somebody get that ball back for us, please.
Coach, you said demoralized after the loss to Baylor. Was this critical today to go into the bye week with positivity before going to Lawrence next?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you take a lead into the fourth quarter and you don't find a way to win. That's hard. And we've had that a couple of times where we had an opportunity to win the game and we don't, and especially on the road, because it's so hard to win in this league. But that's the result of this team. It was a hard loss last week. But you know what? You got another opportunity, and we talk now about 1 week seasons, and this was a huge win. I thought TCU should be undefeated. I thought they should have beaten Arizona State, maybe like we could have won the week before, but that's this league. It's just hard. You got to finish, and we didn't finish last week. So it was important for us to come out in all 3 phases and get better. And you're right. My gosh, for the next 2 weeks of waking up and not having that crappy feeling in your stomach that you get to enjoy yourself. Yeah, we've got KU in another couple weeks and stuff, but we're going to enjoy the heck out of this first.
And you say you were ascending. Just how do you keep that over these 2 weeks when you guys are flexible?
Yeah, you got to keep your confidence. You can't get comfortable. You can't get complacent. That's what we talked about in the locker room, is don't get complacent. We haven't done anything yet. We've held serve at home. We've got more in us. I think we can. I know we can play better in all 3 phases if we play with the energy, the physicality, the urgency that I know that a lot of us have seen over the last 3 weeks. This football team can do some really good things. And, guys, all you have to do is go in that locker room after UCF, the euphoria, go in the locker room after this game, the euphoria, and go to the locker room at Baylor. Man, there's not a worse feeling on that. These kids like that feeling, and I think they like that taste, and so we've got to keep working.
We'll do one more, last one here.
Yeah, it looked like Avery, after he slid on a 3rd down run, was a yard short. He stopped sliding. He was starting to go head first. Was that just a needed adjustment?
Yeah, I think so. And they're gonna protect the quarterback, and it makes perfect sense when you slow it down. They were exactly right on the call. And even if you dive, but you lead with your knee, it's down immediately right there. That's the rule, and I'm glad that the rule is like that, because then if you take a shot, it's gonna be a 15-yard penalty. So yeah, but we had to have Ave be a factor in the run game in that second half. And that's probably why Joe was successful too, is because the threat of Avery running the football, and he hit a couple of good first down runs for us, was big.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thanks everyone.